everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Nile Tech. With your AI host Sarah. We will explore various fields of information technology and technology updates locally and internationally. We will engage conversations with many experts in this field. In addition, we will know about everything new in the field of AI, machine learning, information and communications technology, and artificial intelligence. At Nile Tech, we will follow events, cover activities, and attend exhibitions and conferences on everything related to artificial intelligence, mechatronics, and information technology. Just stay with us.
The Minister of Communications and Information Technology, Amr Talat, has delivered the opening address at the Egypt International Summit for Digital Transformation and Cybersecurity, EISDTC. Held under the auspices of the Egyptian cabinet, several ministries and governmental and economic entities, EISDTC is organized in collaboration with the Future of Data Centers, FDC, Summit's 6th edition, and the Egypt Cybersecurity and Data Integration Systems, CDIS Egypt Conference, and Expo's 2nd edition on May 19th, 21 at the Egypt International Exhibition Center, EIEC. In his remarks, the ICT Minister announced the launch of the Cyber Talents Initiative, tailored to prepare a new talent pool in cybersecurity, one of the most sought-after specializations in the labor market. He underlined that the initiative aims to qualify 1,000 undergraduates each year for employment immediately after graduation in this field, by offering practical courses compatible with labor market requirements, thus bridging the supply-demand gap for cybersecurity specialists. The ICT Minister mentioned that the initiative will be carried out during the students' academic year through strategic partnerships and cooperation frameworks between governmental bodies, academia, and private sector companies. He added that practical study materials and hands-on training will be integrated and provided at university laboratories and training centers affiliated with the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, MCIT. In his speech, Talat emphasized the shared commitment to creating a safe digital environment and building a competitive digital economy. He highlighted the increasing cyber threats and attacks, especially with the growing use of digital systems, cloud computing, the Internet of Things, IoT, artificial intelligence, AI, and 5G systems. He explained that international reports indicate that the global cost of cybercrime was estimated at approximately $8.4 trillion in 2022 and is expected to exceed $20 trillion by 2026. The ICT Minister declared that Egypt ranked 23rd among 182 countries in the Global Cybersecurity Index, GCI, issued by the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, in 2021. He pointed out that the state has paid great attention to cybersecurity by establishing the Egyptian Supreme Cybersecurity Council, ESCC, to approve frameworks, strategies, and policies for securing the telecom infrastructure, develop cybersecurity plans and programs, qualify the necessary calibers to address cyber challenges and risks, and cooperate as well as coordinate with relevant entities regionally and internationally. In addition, Egypt has established and maintained interest in the Egyptian Computer Emergency Readiness Team, EG-CERT, the ICT Minister stated, mentioning that it is the first country in the region to launch the Child Online Protection, COP, initiative through MCIT. He clarified that the National Cybersecurity Strategy, 2023-2027, was crafted as part of the efforts to secure comprehensive ICT infrastructures across different sectors and create a safe digital environment. The strategy includes various programs to build an integrated legislative framework, promote cybersecurity awareness, strengthen national partnerships, build robust and resilient cyber defenses, enhance scientific research, and foster international cooperation, innovation, and growth. Taliat underscored that several international and regional agreements and memoranda of understanding, MOUs, have been inked in cybersecurity to exchange experiences, build capacities, and share cyber threat-related information. Furthermore, Egypt has partaken in drafting multilateral international agreements such as the Global Cybercrime Treaty. Humanoid robots are pushing the boundaries of what these machines can do, making them more versatile, interactive, and human-like. Humanoid robots designed to resemble and mimic human body structure and behavior have seen significant improvements in their mechanical design, sensory inputs, and cognitive processing abilities. One of the key advancements is in their movement and balance. Modern humanoid robots use a combination of sensors, actuators, and complex algorithms to achieve a human-like gait and balance, allowing them to navigate various terrains and even perform tasks like climbing stairs or doing backflips. Another area of progress is in artificial intelligence and machine learning, which enable humanoid robots to interact with humans in more natural and intuitive ways. They can recognize faces, interpret speech, and respond to verbal commands. Sophia and Ameka stand out as some of the most renowned robots equipped with these capabilities. In the future, humanoid robotics could evolve to play more significant roles in various sectors. In healthcare, they could assist in patient care, rehabilitation, and surgery, performing tasks with precision and consistency. In disaster response, humanoid robots could navigate hazardous environments, performing search and rescue operations where it's too dangerous for humans. Furthermore, as AI and robotics technology continue to advance, we might see humanoid robots becoming more common in everyday life, assisting in homes, schools, and workplaces. They could serve as companions for the elderly, educators for children, or assistants in office settings. Intelligence focused on creating new content has seen remarkable advancements in recent years. One of the most notable developments is in the realm of natural language processing, exemplified by large language models. These models can generate human-like text, enabling applications ranging from writing assistants to creating entire articles. Another area of significant progress is in image generation and editing that can create realistic images and art from textual descriptions. The field of AI-generated videos is advancing rapidly as well, with the potential to significantly impact our daily lives. The working mechanism behind generative AI involves training on large datasets to learn patterns, styles, or structures. For text, this means learning from a vast corpus of written material, while for images, it involves analyzing numerous examples of artwork or photographs. These AI models use complex algorithms, often based on neural networks, to generate outputs that are similar to their training data. They can identify and replicate intricate patterns and styles, making their outputs increasingly indistinguishable from human-created content. Looking into the future, generative AI is expected to evolve significantly. In the field of text generation, we might see AI that can write not just factual content, but also sophisticated creative works like novels or scripts, potentially collaborating with human authors. Imagine a future where AI can craft personalized movies across various genres. For instance, you could request an AI to craft a 2-hour film in the Matrix universe, envisioned through the directorial lens of Christopher Nolan. After a few hours of pre-rendering, this tailor-made movie could be ready for viewing on your TV. Another exciting prospect is the integration of generative AI in various industries for personalized content creation. For instance, in education, AI could generate customized learning materials that adapt to a student's learning style and pace. In entertainment, it could create personalized gaming experiences or virtual reality worlds. Imagine the possibility of designing your own version of a Grand Theft Auto game set a century into the future. Moreover, generative AI could play a significant role in research and development, generating hypotheses, designing experiments, or even creating new scientific models. Its ability to analyze vast amounts of data and generate novel insights could accelerate innovation across fields.
The Technological Hackathon competition for creative student innovations nationwide was held at 6th of October Technological University with the aim of crystallizing university students' innovative works, graduation projects, and their creativity during the past 2 years, as well as shedding light on technological universities as they are a national project under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, targeting a sector of technological colleges.
It's for the first time we launched this opportunity or this competition here in these technological universities in order to see what is the intended learning outcomes of the students, what our students are able to do, how can they compile the ideas, how to get the ideas together, and how to produce a new products in order to enhance the Egyptian manufacturing process. So the idea started with presence of the products in our university and the other universities in the other technological universities, and we thought together to arrange an event, an annual event, in order all of these technological universities are gathered and compete together to see what's the differences and what's the common interest gathering them together. So as you see today, we have 45 final products ready for manufacturing and for marketing, and with 10 universities, 150 students, and more than 18 sponsors, national and international sponsors. We are preparing new entrepreneurs, we preparing new developers. It's a different way of learning, how to teach students by doing, to teach them by doing, to do the things and to learn out of his mistakes, even if the product is not perfect, if it's a prototype, but you have the benefit that he thought, he get ready and he arranged everything, because every product is a complete project. It's starting from designing, passing from the economical factors, and finally from production and marketing.
These kind of competitions towards a better level of education through theoretical education and practical training to produce competencies capable of serving and developing the labor market and industry in Egypt, with the participation of several other technological universities across the Republic and under the patronage and presence of Dr. Ayman Ashur, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research.
مشروعي ان انا كنت ماشي في الشارع ولقيت كفيف كان مش عارف هو مكانه فين.
My idea came up when I once saw a blind man alone in the street trying to mange himself with no companion. So I thought of creating a smart head covering for blind people to help them avoid obstacles and to walk independently, enabling them to move freely and safely in traffic and crowded areas, as well as anywhere they need to go. The idea of these regulations is based on warning by making noise, tones, or vibrations when the blind person encounters any obstacle in his or her way. This hair can identify the surroundings, people, animals, solids, or any other means of transport. The ability to determine the direction of the streets and places, with the ability to identify any data on the relatives of the blind in terms of the presence of data on the relatives, such as father, mother, brothers, friends, known places.
الشخص اللي قدامه ده بيتهيأ ابوه امه اخته صديقه في العمل مكان عمله ايه بالظبط.
المشروع بتاعنا طرف صناعي بيتحكم فيه عن طريق الاشارات المخ.
The prosthetic and robotic hand are a device that is used to replace or enhance the function of a lost or impaired hand. The prosthetic hand are controlled by the user's muscles or brain and powered by motors. This project aims to develop and create an artificial hand that can replace the function of a missing or disabled hand. The goal of such a project is to provide individuals with upper limb amputations or disabilities with a functional and customizable solution that allows them to regain dexterity, independence, and a better quality of life. Prosthetic hands are designed to mimic the natural movements and capabilities of a human hand, enabling users to perform various daily activities and tasks.
الشخص المقطوره ايده مش هيحس باختلاف خالص ان ايده كانت مقطوعه قبل كده خالص، هو بالنسبه له هيبقى كأنه راكب ايد وايده طلعت تاني عدول، مفيش اي مشكله.
This competition works to find innovative solutions for Egypt's 2030 vision and the sustainable development goals for some of the most important challenges facing society. Shuru Bikir, reporting for Nile Tech.
Welcome to today's episode, where we dive into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence, specifically focusing on large language models, or LLMs. We have an expert guest with us today, Dr. Nurhan Ehab, an assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Many of our viewers are familiar with ChatGPT. Can you tell us more about what ChatGPT is and how it fits into the concept of large language models?
Yes, sure, certainly. ChatGPT is actually a prime example of what we call a large language model, or for short, an LLM. Large language models in general, if you want to get the gist of them, they are designed to understand and generate human language based on the vast amounts of text that it has been trained on. So actually it has been trained on a large data set that has been collected over the internet and much more. So it knows a lot about a lot of things in different domains. And large language models like ChatGPT can actually assist with a variety of tasks, such as answering questions or holding conversations or drafting emails for you, and much more. Of course, there are other large language models other than just ChatGPT. Maybe we know of ChatGPT the most, but there are others, including maybe Google's BERT, or the T5 model for Google, or Facebook's Roberta. All of these are other large language models that work pretty much in a very similar way to ChatGPT. But all of these models actually leverage large data sets to perform various language-related tasks, as I told you before.
That's fascinating. Let's delve deeper. What exactly are large language models?
Look, large language models, or LLMs, are a type of AI designed to understand and generate human language, as I told you before. They are trained on vast amounts of text data from books, articles, websites, and more. This training helps them learn patterns in language, allowing them to generate text, answer questions, and even hold conversations like this one. So think about it, it's just like young babies learn how to talk. You expose them to a lot of sentences in the spoken language that they are trying to speak with, and then they collect patterns, and once they have enough, they can actually generate their own text. This is, in very simple terms, how large language models work. And they are called large because they actually are trained with a large amount of data, as I was speaking before.
Can you tell us some of the strengths of these models?
Absolutely. One of the biggest strengths of LLM is actually their ability to process and generate text quickly and efficiently. They can help us with tasks like drafting emails and writing articles and even translating languages. They are also great at providing information on a wide range of topics because they have been trained on diverse sources of data. So they could actually be pretty useful in a lot of applications that are out there.
Can you give us some examples of how LLMs are being used in different fields?
In customer service, for example, LLMs can be used to handle inquiries, providing quick and accurate responses to common questions. In education, they can assist students by explaining concepts or helping with homework. In healthcare, they can help in drafting medical reports or providing information about symptoms and treatments. LLMs are also used in content creation, helping writers generate ideas and complete their drafts. Also, they are being integrated into virtual assistants now, making everyday tasks much easier for users.
That sounds incredibly useful. But what about their weaknesses? Are there areas where they struggle?
Yes, there are some important limitations that we must be aware of. LLMs can sometimes generate incorrect or nonsensical information, we call them hallucinations, because they don't truly understand the content, they just recognize patterns. They also lack common sense and real-world experience, which can lead to very unrealistic or impractical responses. Additionally, they can sometimes produce biased or inappropriate contents if the training data contains such biases. Other limitations are there in LLMs, so they can, for example, struggle with tasks that require deep reasoning or understanding of simple context. As I was telling you, LLMs are mainly good at recognizing patterns. They do memorize patterns, but they are bad at generalizing those patterns, let me say it this way. And this often results into responses that sometimes can seem to you superficial or even off target.
Interesting. So, why do these models sometimes struggle with reasoning?
This is actually a great question. LLMs are essentially pattern matching systems. They are very good at mimicking human language, but they don't have a true understanding of the concepts they're discussing. They don't think or reason like humans do. Instead, they actually generate responses based on statistical probabilities from their training data. This means that they might miss the nuance or the context needed for deeper reasoning. And this is the real reason why LLMs are not built for, and they just can't do deep reasoning the way that humans do.
Given these weaknesses, what are some ways we can improve their reasoning capabilities?
One approach to solve this problem is to combine LLMs with other types of AI that are actually better at reasoning. For example, some researchers are now trying to integrate them with what we call symbolic AI systems, which use some sort of logic-based rules that can help improve their decision-making and reasoning. Another way that some other researchers follow is to continually refine the training data and the algorithms to reduce the biases and to improve the quality of the responses. And last but not least, we can involve human oversight in order to ensure that the outputs are actually correct and actually appropriate. So it's not like that there are no solutions to the current problems of LLMs. There actually are, for sure, some solutions, but let me say that these solutions now are more of a work in progress.
It sounds like a lot of work goes into making these models reliable and useful. What are some of the ethical considerations we should keep in mind?
Ethical considerations are actually very important. We need to be mindful of privacy concerns, since LLMs are trained on vast amounts of data that might include personal or copyrighted information. Ensuring the transparency in how these models work and making their operations understandable to users is also key. We want to address and to mitigate the biases in the models as well in order to prevent harmful or discriminatory outputs. I think actually we should consider too the potential for misuse for large language models. For example, large language models can be used to create deepfake text, spreading misinformation or even harmful content. And this is why it's very crucial to develop and enforce guidelines to prevent such misuse. There's also the question of accountability there. If an LLM produces harmful or misleading content, it can be very challenging to determine who's responsible, the developers, the users, or the organizations deploying these models. Finally, there's the issue of job replacement. As LLMs become more capable, they could automate tasks currently done by humans, leading to job losses in certain sectors. We need to think about how to support workers who might be affected by these changes, perhaps through retraining programs or other means of support.
I've also heard that some of these models have multimodal features. Can you explain what that means?
Sure. What we're talking about is actually pretty recent. Now, multimodal features refer to the ability of an AI model to process and generate not just text, but also other types of data, like images, audio, and video. For instance, some advanced LLMs can describe images, generate images from text descriptions, or even understand and transcribe spoken language. This makes them even more versatile and useful in various applications. So you don't have to deal with them through only text, you can deal with them with other modalities too, like audios and videos and so on.
That's impressive. What do you see as the future for large language models? What are the possible next steps?
The future for LLMs is actually quite exciting. We can expect to see even more advanced models that are better at understanding context and providing more accurate and nuanced responses. One possible next step is the development of models that can seamlessly integrate with various types of data in a better way. So those multimodal sort of operations, they could be made better in the future. Other important directions too is to improve their ability to reason and to make decisions, perhaps by combining them with other AI technologies that specialize in logic and reasoning. Additionally, we can continue to address ethical and bias-related issues. We can expect LLMs to become more reliable and fair in their outputs as we continue to do so. And maybe finally, involving users in the development and fine-tuning process can actually help ensure that these models are aligned with human values and needs.
That's all very promising. However, many people are concerned about whether LLMs will replace humans in the near future. What are your thoughts on this?
This is of course a common concern, but it's important to understand that while LLMs can automate certain tasks and assist in many areas, they are for sure not replacement for humans. These models lack the ability to understand context deeply. They don't possess common sense, or they don't exhibit genuine creativity and emotional intelligence. Instead, they are tools. They are very useful tools that can augment human capabilities. They might help us to become more efficient and effective, but they will not really replace human beings. In the foreseeable futures, I can see that LLMs will likely serve as assistants that help with repetitive or data-intensive tasks, allowing humans to focus more on complex, creative, and interpersonal aspects of their work.
Thank you so much for these insights. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a great pleasure to discuss this exciting topic with you and with our audience.
And thank you to our audience for tuning in. Stay with us for more fascinating discussions on AI and technology.
It is the end of this episode of Nile Tech. See you in a new edition with more updated subjects related to information technology and artificial intelligence. Waiting for your comments and opinions on the program's Facebook page.